I'm Jeff Pospisil, the 10-Minute Treasurer, with practical advice for improving your church's financial future. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to pay your pastor in QuickBooks, or specifically how to set them up in payroll so they're paid correctly. I'm filming this here in December, and some churches will be thinking about switching to QuickBooks, but this is the tricky part. And if you make a mistake in setting them up in payroll, it's a pain to fix. So let's go ahead and look at it. So I set up a fake pastor for us. I set up Alex Hamilton, and he's at Founders UMC. And next thing you need to do is set up the withholdings in W4. And I'm assuming that you're going to do the 2020 W4 version, which is a weird looking one. So put in the address, put in the fake social security number, and I always choose exempt. It's just easier that way. Pastors have really screwy taxes, so I choose exempt, and then I ask, how much do you want withheld from each paycheck? And then I plug that into the extra withholdings. So, and if they said $300, that's what I would do, $300, and they are exempt. And then there's this tax exemptions. It says these are not common, but it is very common with pastors because you need to check Social Security and Medicare, and in South Dakota, the unemployment as well. So, because you can never withhold for Social Security and Medicare for a pastor. And then let's go down to how much to pay Alex. And here's what I'm going to go on the assumption is that Alex has a base salary of $42,000, but of that, Alex has asked for $6,000 to be excluded for housing. So we take the $42,000 minus the $6,000 here, and that's the $36,000. That's the part that's going to be subject to federal income taxes. And then for that $6,000 part that's excluded for housing, we go ahead and click here. And the first time I did this, I had to go all the way to the bottom, but I've done this more than once. So even more ways to pay Alex. And then it was right here by clergy housing in kind. So I did clergy housing cash, click that, and the $250. So remember it was $6,000. So I'm going to bring up my calculator, and I pay Alex twice a month, so 6,000 divided by 24 is 250. So 250 is going to get added to every paycheck for the housing part of his pay. And that's how you exclude that from his box one income then. And then the last thing is, I also set up some deductions. I set up a little, the health insurance to come out as well. But that's all the same as with regular employees. So before I ever cut a paycheck in QuickBooks, I always want to double check it, because if you make a mistake in payroll, it seems like it's just a super big pain to fix. And so I have created a worksheet, a spreadsheet, and I'll put the link in the description. And it's mainly aimed for those in the Dakotas UMC. So we give out a clergy compensation form, and you're going to see that on the right there. There's these references to what numbers you plug in there to get the exact amount of each paycheck. So again, let's go ahead and look at our Alex Hamilton one. We had $6,000 for the housing exclusion, and then I had $300 per paycheck for federal income tax withholding. So and then we go down to base salary is $42,000, and you just fill in any of the yellow ones. Don't fill in anything else. No other compensation, no cash housing allowance. There is something, Health Flex is our health insurance, so that's how much the pastor's contribution, so I'm going to plug in $3,000. And then they have a before tax pension contribution, and I'm going to put in $15,000. And so this amount, $30,300, is the total amount going to be paid to them. We pay them twice a month, so our paycheck amount in QuickBooks should be $1,262.50. And then on the bottom here is just some stuff to double check if you have to file your 941 report manually or your Form W-2. This is to show you how much you report for the pastor. So, all right, I hope that was helpful. And if you did find it helpful, I encourage you to like, subscribe, share. That's all awesome. You're just helping more people out. And this is a ministry of the Finance Office of the Dakotas UMC, as well as the Dakotas United Methodist Foundation. All right, God bless you.